Thanks for joining me for another in-depth episode. This one is for the UFO. This has quickly become my favorite series to write for because coming from the pro shop world, the details are what matter the most to me. There are a lot of bowling balls out there and most look good on a house shot in league, but the details or nuances of ball reaction are what can separate them and keep certain ones in your bag and other ones out. For this video and my comparisons, I bowled on the 2019 Open Championship singles and doubles pattern, which is higher volume at over 28 mils and medium long at 42 feet, using Kegel Terrain Conditioner, which is their highest viscosity oil. This is where the UFO should be at home. It's Roto's strongest cover formula, strong and torquey asymmetric core. Conditions like these are what this ball is built for, and I think it's pretty easy to see how much better it looks on this than the house shot. It doesn't look bad on the house shot. I was actually rather impressed, but on this shot I can focus more on execution than getting the ball down the lane. When I'm prepping for nationals every year, this is the center I like to practice at. At Westridge, everything kind of looks the same, and ball reaction is quite a bit smoother, so it tends to make tougher patterns a lot softer or easier than they should be. The surface here is much newer, very close to what we see at nationals, and this feels exactly like what we bowled on this year. If you'd like to compare for yourself, remember that I did upload our nationals videos from this year. I wasn't using these particular balls, of course, but reaction looks and feels similar. There's enough oil up front to let you roll it how you wanted, and a higher than usual amount of shape down lane. The gutter was in play this year, so I just went right for it, and it's undeniably impressive. In the comparison videos to the Halo and Physics, that's where the full impact of how much this ball hooks and how powerful it still manages to be really hits you, but for this video, we're just going to key in on the details of this one. Usually on the fresh at nationals is where you have the problems. Everything's tight across the board, ball surfaces are fresh, the reaction's super clean, so there's usually a lot of over-under until you get some games in and get the lanes transitioned to where they'll open up a little. This pattern did start out more playable, so while I'm not surprised that I had a pretty good look here, I am surprised at the extent of how good it is. There are a few tentative shots in there when I make my moves to different zones on the lane, as when I'm filming video, I can't really just follow the transition progression, but that just makes the reaction look even more impressive. I'm not just chasing the shot inside and using friction to make the ball hook. This is basically a fresh shot throughout filming, and I just get deeper and deeper and it keeps coming. You'd think that as the combination of volume and angle continues to increase the deeper I get, that it'd at least slow the ball down a little or make it work harder, but all it does is put the ball closer and closer to its wheelhouse. A few of these shots absolutely floored me. I got through several way too cleanly and just waved at a couple because I thought they were gone, and not only did they pull up, but they continued and drove through the deck. The strength of this ball can't be understated, and if you're watching and saying to yourself, this can't be the real pattern, there wasn't anywhere near that much friction out there, that's just this ball. The Physics and Halo reacted appropriately. They did exactly what I expected them to do. The UFO did not. My opinion and impressions of this ball changed considerably on this pattern. After filming at Westridge, what I thought I had was a rounder and slightly smoother halo, and that's obviously not the case. The UFO manages to get a lot of traction, a lot of shape, and a lot of power all into the same package, and usually there's a trade-off somewhere. Usually when you get traction, you get a smoother reaction and can get softer hit if you don't have the volume, and when a lot of the ball's energy is invested into hooking, there's just less available for everything else. This is the most shape I've seen out of an nano-based solid before. Usually you think stuff like Halo and Idol, which aren't super slow by any means, but they're also not this quick. When I film for strong asymmetric balls, my expectation is always to make the videos and put them back in a box. I just have no use for them. I think the UFO is actually going to stick though. Usually the other stronger stuff is too strong for how slow it is, so it's just angle issues, but I can actually move left with this ball and get a better look with it than some of the stuff that I usually use, which sometimes has to be helped a little when I'm forced deep because of the higher volumes in the middle on a house shot, which obviously isn't a problem for the UFO. It's odd to think about a nano-based asymmetric solid being considered a go-to ball when I get deep, but the proof is right here on the screen. I'm impressed, and to be quite honest, I didn't expect to be. I looked at the marketing materials and it's like, alright, cool, stronger halo, that'll hold down a shelf in the basement, and that didn't end up being close to the case. We'll see what happens come time for my 2-month review, but early indications are encouraging. Thanks for watching.